Before the game, it was kind of business as usual. We had a good Big Ten team in Northwestern, a big weekend for us at home, and we were looking for him to set the tone for us. And little did we know that was kind of going to be set in a pretty big way.
We came out, we were super excited to just get out there and play.
Pretty much business as usual. You know, I usually don't ask Mo when he comes back down how they look in the pen.
He wants to be great, and his expectation is to never lose games.
When it mattered, Ryan Ramsey was in the game, and that's what no other coach in the country or in the conference wanted. We knew Ryan had done it in the past, and he'd been so dominant in those roles that it was basically his turn to step up. And
for him to go out there and perform like that was really cool. Pitching's about 70% confidence and conviction, right? That's one of the biggest things with Ryan. It's just making sure me and him are in cahoots. He gets the pitch, he believes in it, and he's ready to rip it right by the guy. And then once he gets that belief out there on the mound that no one's hitting his fastball today, everything else gets a lot better.
But what did happen is I looked up, very honestly, about the fourth. And I'm like, holy cow, been efficient, no hits, we're through the top of the order a second time. You know, thinking holy cow, he's in a pretty good situation. Then you get to about the sixth or seventh, and you start looking at one thing in baseball, you don't ever count outs. Don't ever count how many outs are left, but I sure as heck looked at that scoreboard and saying, how can we get 9 more outs out of him?
You know, I was thinking to myself, hey, look, it's getting close to the perfect game. And I tried to stop thinking about it because as soon as I start thinking about it, probably things will go wrong. That same inning, people started to get a little quiet.
I remember looking over at Bubba in the 6th inning, and I said to him, it's getting to that point where we're going to have to make a play for him.
Very honestly, you're looking at it, it's like, hey, hit it at somebody make a play. He's been outstanding for us. Somebody on defense make a play. And Mo and I looked at each other about the 8th. Neither one of us wanted to say a word. Nobody was talking about it. We just kind of looked at each other.
From inning 6 till 9, we kind of got to nibble a little bit more, which means we're calling balls 1 or 2 hit balls off the plate, or if it's an 0-2 count, we're getting way out there and making him ball this pitch. And
we had some young kids in the stands just chanting no-hitter right next to the thing. I thought I was going to have to throw a baseball at them.
We were up 13-0. I was definitely feeling it around me. The fans were yelling after every single out, so just going out there trying to get the win.
And I've been in the dugout for regional championship games. I've been in for regional finals victories at UCLA and in South Carolina. And I tell you what, I don't know if I've been as nervous as those last about 25-30 minutes of that game.
So I took 3-4 steps in, and next thing I know, he hits a liner over my head, and I'm running straight back and just tracking it and have to reach up over my head and grab it.
You know, when I saw Schreffler make the play out and right to end the 8th, that's when I was like, holy cow, I think he's going to do this thing.
Yeah, it's a big confidence booster when Troy's making that type of play. Some of those plays are routine, like Kevin Keister's plays a couple times, LaRusso, I think Shaw had one.
Hard stop for a second, and I was pretty happy I was able to make the play for him.
Nicky Lowe's as reliable as it gets, so if they're going to hit it to somebody with 2 outs with a perfect game on the line, that's where I want him hitting the baseball.
And as soon as I saw Maxwell catch the ball, I blacked out and started spinning in. I was so happy for him.
Watching LaRusso make the play, watching the throw, watching the catch, then turning back around to shake.
it was his first Friday night start. For a guy like that to come in a big spot and be perfect was really cool.
My mom usually cries a lot. She definitely cried that night. But to be able to embrace her, then go over to my dad, hug him.
Man, it was a blur after that, but what an exciting moment for him, for our program, for everybody involved.